Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's about time I make another RPG Sim video. Today I'm gonna make a guide on how to solo EOT hardcore. Because both Lunar and Solar are still really broken runes in the game, we can abuse them in EOT hardcore. Now, the guide and strategy for this is very simple. The abilities you're going to want to be using is Moon Cutter's Calamity Shout, and then also your Moon Slice. The reason why I use Slice over Cyclone is because Cyclone I find to be a little bit too inaccurate, and honestly I was finding myself doing a little bit less damage for how much I had to risk using that. I think Moon Slice is plenty better. It is a 6-second cooldown and massive range and very wide. Anyways, the gear loadout you're going to want is, no matter what, a tier 5 pet gem. You need Infinity, you need Gauntlet of Anticipation, you need Binded Energy of Time, you have to have Cape of Pressure. I highly recommend Fireworks Aura. You really do need the best gear in the game to do this. You can do it with lesser gear, it will just take you a very long time. This is a very difficult thing to solo. And of course you need max stats and a max level pet. Anyways, let's get into the strategy for the Guardian of Time. Now, the Guardian of Time is a very easy boss. In his little battle circle area, all you really want to do is constantly backtrack. If you constantly backtrack, he really can't hit you. He really can't do anything about it. You're just going to spam your Calamity, you're going to spam your Moon Cutters, your Moon Slice, and you really shouldn't have any issues killing this boss. It should take around 3-ish minutes. He does have quite a bit of health, but again, his attacks are very easy to dodge. I never struggle with the first half of this raid. But now let's go into the actual struggle part, which is the Emperor of Time himself. Now, the Emperor of Time is a massive pain to fight. So in the first Coliseum area, he is very difficult, and I highly recommend what you do is constantly walk in a counter or clockwise motion, basically just in a circle around the boss. The reason why you want to do this is to constantly dodge his attacks. He will constantly do this big purple ball attack in a big wide red rectangle. This is a very powerful attack. It does a lot of damage to you, and plus he does it all the time. And one problem with this attack is underneath the red rectangle it lays out can spawn in more attacks from him. So what can happen is you can get hit by the big purple ball, and then you can get chained into his other attacks, like the puddles on the floor that suck you in. That's why you also want to be at a decent distance. If you're a little bit further away from the boss and being right up in his face, one, you're still not going to struggle doing damage because both Moon Cutters and Moon Slice is long range, and two, you're going to have a easier time seeing the actual battlefield. You won't have as many surprises. When you're really close to the boss, it is much easier to get sucked into all of his attacks because he tends to do more if you're closer to him. If you're further away, the attacks tend to be more spread out. Once you get him down to 2/3 health, that starts the next phase of the fight. Essentially what happens is you get teleported to the next battle zone, and in this area the fight gets incredibly difficult. Now, the strategy here totally changes. What you want to do is mainly use Moon Cutters and Moon Slice in his face so you don't miss them. This is where the boss will be teleporting around a lot. He is also floating a little bit more, so you might have to jump to hit them with your Moon Slice, and he spams the Sonar Attack on the floor. The Sonar Attack on the floor is a massive struggle to deal with because it does a lot of damage and it is rather constant and very quick. So there's really no cheese you can do for this. You just gotta get into the rhythm of dodging the Sonar Attack. It is what kills me the most when trying to farm this thing alone. It is such a struggle to get used to. If you are finding this attack to be a little bit too hard to dodge and you are looking for some kind of defense against it, you could always do Moon Cutters, Calamity Shout, and then Safeguard. The only problem with this strategy is it is a little bit slower because you don't have Moon Slice for extra damage, but it is also safer because Safeguard protects you a lot. Anyways, what also happens is he will freeze time every now and then, so I recommend you have an auto clicker or you just be a very fast clicker to get out of this. But you can use these time stops to your advantage, because what you can do if you're taking a lot of damage is chill in a time stop in the air and have your pet heal you back to max health and then click when you're ready to come back down. So you can use them to your advantage, but it also can throw you off if you're stuck in one of the enemy blue puddles that spawns in on the ground. You can get a lot of damage done to yourself. Anyways, once you get him down to 1/3, a massive meteor will come down and do a bunch of damage. Very easy to dodge though, you just gotta back up. And then he starts adding a clock hand to the sonar. Once that happens, it gets incredibly difficult, and all you have to do is dodge an extra constant projectile, essentially. There's really no trick to it. You just have to time the clock hand and the sonar on the floor. It just takes practice, and it is a very, very difficult thing to solo. Overall, this strategy should make it a little bit easier for you guys to solo, but by no means is this something you should really be farming alone for gear drops. It takes way too long for it to be efficient, and it's mainly just a challenge to show off how good of a player you are in the end game. Anyways guys, leave a like if this video helped you out. I hope it did. Comment down below if you guys are excited for that new shadow raid that is coming out eventually, and I cannot wait to see you guys in the next one. Bye!